Thank you very much. Esteban par ici. Merci beaucoup. Magnifique. Merci bien. Thank you. See you, mate. I speak.
I was just saying, if I had this, I would design it as a lollipop pack, and I'll just sit there just eating lollipops the whole time. Genius.
Lando Norris, congratulations for pole yesterday. That car over one lap has come alive for you guys. What does it look like in race pace?
Fairly similar, honestly. Good pace, close. I mean, I'm on pole, but two guys within half a tenth of me, so it's not going to be easy, but we're in a good position, and as a team, we're in a great position, so I'm excited to see what we can do.
You do have your teammate alongside you. Have you guys spoken about how to do this, how to take that start, and how to maximise both team ambitions and personal ambitions?
Yep, and pretty much same as normal. So we both drive, we both want to fight, we both want to win. So just do what we normally do, because that's always good.
Strategy could be important today, it will be important likely. How much faith, confidence do you have in executing this one today?
A lot, all I need.
Thank you very much, Lando. Good luck. Hello, Oscar. P2, so close to your first F1 Grand Prix pole. I'm sure there are a few what-ifs from yesterday, but it's a brilliant starting position for the race. Lando saying the race pace looks very good. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think I would. It's a bit unclear what Max's pace is going to be like. We ran kind of off sequence with tyres on Friday and Saturday morning, so I'm sure he'll be in the fight as well, but no, our car's been really competitive this weekend, and hopefully we can take advantage of that today.
How do you personally balance the team game, which I know is of the utmost importance, with your own personal ambitions for a first Grand Prix win?
You've definitely just asked Lando the exact same question, haven't you?
Not quite the same.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's a great opportunity for the team to score a lot of points. You know, I think from their point of view, they don't care which order we come in as long as it's first and second. So, you know, we've raced around each other a lot in the last 18 months, and, you know, we know what's expected of us. So, of course, we'll both go for the win, but make sure we represent the Papaya colours well as well.
How much focus have you had on strategy as well coming into this one after the last few races?
I mean, nothing more than usual, let's say. I think, you know, the last few races have been a bit specific and, yeah, specific in the situations we've been in. We'll see what the weather does today, but we've also made some really good strategic decisions in the last few races. You know, the strategy we had in Barcelona was very good. You know, still opportunities that we missed out on, let's say, but we've had our good days, just nobody picks up on those as much. So I think we're confident we know exactly what we need to do. You know, we've got the same tyre choices as Max and the Ferraris. Mercedes have got a bit of a different choice to us. So yeah, let's see what we can do.
Great stuff. Best of luck. Thank you, Oscar.
Cheers.
Well, Carlos, yesterday, P4 for Ferrari. You said that was probably the maximum you could get from qualifying. You've got the McLarens versus Max Verstappen up ahead of you. Will you be there to capitalise on any opportunities should there be some chaos into turn one?
Yeah, you know, when you have a gap of 3 or 4 tenths in front of you, you know that, yeah, I don't have 3 or 4 tenths in me during that quali lap. So, yeah, happy or relatively happy, you know, to be best of the rest to those top 3 cars that seem to be a bit of in another level this weekend. Doesn't mean that we will not go into the race, obviously trying to fight them and trying to capitalize on anything that might happen up front. But I feel like our race is more with Lewis this weekend, with the Mercedes and the Red Bull coming from behind.
How is this Ferrari feeling at the moment, given some of the upgrades that have come in recent weeks, given a minor upgrade here to the floor? How's the ride? How's the sensation?
We're still not happy, you know, with the actual situation. We started the year second best force. We went through a patch where we were even sometimes looking the quickest, you know, there in Monaco, and now we are third or fourth fastest team depending on the track. So we are, as a team, we are not happy. We're trying to do everything we can to revert the situation. This weekend we might have done a small step in the right direction, but we still have a long way to go if we want to get back fighting for pole positions.
Thank you, Carlos. And just a few words in Spanish, please.
Sí, hasta ahora ha sido un fin de semana positivo para mí. Creo que hemos sacado lo máximo y salimos cuartos hoy. Los 3 coches de adelante creo que van bastante más rápido que nosotros este fin de semana, pero puede que pasen cosas delante y eso nos dé la oportunidad de ir a por un podio, así que iremos a por ello.
Thank you very much. Best of luck, Carlos. Lewis, some great fans around this track, just waving to one there with a Union Jack, a Marshall out there on her own. When you jumped on the track earlier on, you said, oh my goodness, this is hot. It's clouded over now. It's kind of mixed, isn't it? But the ability for it to get really hot is up there. How do you feel the Mercedes will react to these changing conditions?
Well, when it's cooler, it's better for us. When the sun is out, it gets a little bit harder. But there's clouds around, which is good. So I hope that they stay. Because this condition is not as bad for us, but when it gets up to 60-degree track, then I think we're all going to struggle, but perhaps us a little bit more than others. So,
I know you mentioned that the balance of the car has been hard to find this weekend as well. What do you think that will mean in race pace and long-run stuff here?
I mean, it's all year long. It's really. I mean, everyone is struggling with finding balance, but I only know what we're experiencing, and it's definitely tricky. But there's every now and then we get it in the sweet spot. Like as I said, Q1 round 1 was felt amazing in those conditions, those temperatures, and the car's still feeling good. It's just, but I think our focus really today, the long run, is going to be everything today. You know, is how far you can go, how you can keep the tires in a perfect operating window and not drop off. Who's going to have the most deck today will play a big role.
Where do you feel your fight is today? Is it amongst the Ferraris, as Carlos just said to me, or do you think you can push towards McLaren and Max Verstappen ahead?
I'm hoping I can get past the Ferrari, but if I can, then I'm going to give everything to try and hold on to the McLarens. But I think in true pace, they are still 1 or 2 tenths ahead of us, at least in the race. So I think it'll be tough. We definitely can't fight in these conditions for a win, but if it rains, then of course that changes things. But I don't see really any rain clouds anywhere near.
It wasn't really forecast yesterday. It was a bit heavier than we thought. Lewis, you've won here so many times. The support for you has been immense so far this weekend. What does it mean to you to come to tracks like this, where you have been victor so many times?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of places we go to, obviously, and there's some that I don't think there's a single place we go to that none of us don't like. But there's some places that are just, you feel you enjoy more, some tracks you enjoy more. Like this track is so classic. It's really, really classic, a classic, and just the fun. Like it's a lot like a big go-kart track, you know. So it's all medium, and okay, there's a couple of relatively high-speed corners, but generally you're bouncing off curbs, really sliding and throwing the car, and And then, yeah, the crowd, I mean, the city is incredible, Budapest. But the crowd here every year, everyone's so nice. Honestly, the fans around the world are incredible. Every weekend we arrive, we always are really well received in the different countries we go to. But I guess with the climate here and this cool track that we all love driving, it always ends up feeling like a good weekend.
Thank you so much, Lewis. Hope you have on this one. Thanks. Good luck. Hey, Charles. I know you've not been particularly happy so far this weekend, and obviously you had the off in FP2 and then a tricky quali. You can't be happy with P6 in your own words. What is the feeling then coming into race day and the opportunities that may lie ahead?
Yeah, I mean, opportunities in a normal race, honestly, I think P4 and P5 is the best we can do today, because in terms of pure pace, McLaren and Red Bull are too far ahead. So unfortunately, that's what our realistic target is for today. A good start, and then we'll see with strategy, but I think we'll be close with Lewis especially.
And the conditions are changing. When the sun's out, it's very hot, and then when it clouds over, it obviously becomes a fair bit cooler. How will you look to use that to your advantage today, and indeed strategy, making those right calls at the right time?
Yeah, well, strategy is always the case. I don't think there's any rain around, so and I don't think the meteo, I mean, whether it's warm or a bit cooler, will change a lot the pace that we have seen yesterday. So to be honest, yeah, we'll just focus on our own race, and P4 and P5 is what we should try to target as a team.
And look, the direction of this Ferrari, obviously at one point this season you guys were right up there. You were challenging Red Bull as title contenders. You've taken a step back or so. How will you get back onto the right path? What direction do you believe you're going in, and are you on the right one?
Yeah, we have brought a small part for this weekend, which I think went in the right direction. Unfortunately, it's not yet enough to be fighting with the top guys, and we've been struggling a little bit with bouncing the last few races, but we are working on it, and I'm confident that we'll see steps forward in the near future. But for now, yeah, it's not enough, and we are too far away from the top teams.
Thank you, Charles. Just a few words in French, please, before you go.
Oui, on part 4 et 6. Je pense que réalistiquement, la meilleure chose qu'on puisse faire, c'est faire 4 et 5 aujourd'hui. Donc on va se concentrer sur ça. Le top 3, ça va être beaucoup plus compliqué parce que McLaren et Red Bull sont trop rapides pour l'instant. Mais bon, voilà, on va essayer de prendre le maximum de points en espérant bientôt avoir la voiture au niveau des McLaren et des Red Bull.
Merci. Bonne chance today, Charles. Thank you. Hola. Hello, Fernando. How promising are these upgrades looking? It's been a bit of an up and down weekend for Aston Martin from practice to qualifying, but a good result yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we found a few setup tweaks, you know, to improve a little bit the handling of the car. After Friday, the new package always needs a little bit of fine-tuning, and yeah, let's see today in the race, but starting 7th and 8th, we aim for points with both cars, and that's the target.
I know you've been testing those upgrades through practice, so obviously kind of testing a lot of the data, but how is the long-run pace looking for this, and where do you think you may be able to maximize opportunities out there?
Let's see. I think we changed the car a lot since Friday after all the understanding of the package. So I think the race is a good test for us. It's going to be a challenge for sure. It's quite hot. Also, our tire selection is a little bit different than the other team. So yeah, we're ready for the challenge, and hopefully we improve the car since Friday.
Thank you very much. Before you go, just a few words in Spanish, please.
Bueno, esperemos que sea una buena carrera. Hemos cambiado bastantes cosas desde el viernes, que es la última referencia que tenemos con las tandas largas. Tenemos también una selección de neumáticos diferente a la de los demás equipos, así que será una carrera difícil para nosotros, un reto, pero intentaremos acabar en los puntos.
Gracias. Thank you. And teammate Lance Stroll. A positive result for Aston Martin. I know you've been testing these upgrades and trying to find a sweet spot for this car. Do you believe you found it heading into the race today?
Yeah, I mean, good to get both cars into Q3, start in the top 10. So yeah, we'll see how we go in the race today. It's you know, gonna be hot, a lot of tire degradation. We'll see how we go.
This is obviously an amazing city. The fans here have been amazing as well. How much have you enjoyed this race weekend, and do you enjoy racing on this track?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great track. The fans are great. They always, you know, give us a great weekend. Lots of good energy. So yeah, it's always nice to come back to Budapest.
What do you feel the maximum is today for Aston Martin? Is your fight ahead with the likes of Ferrari and Mercedes, or is it to try and keep yourselves within that top 10?
I think if we score a couple points, it will be a good day for us.
Thank you very much, Lance. Good luck. Hello, Daniel Ricciardo. Very promising qualifying for VCARB yesterday, and obviously conditions changing. I presume you guys wanted it a little bit hotter than we had yesterday. We may have that today. How are you feeling heading into race day? As you said yesterday, you feel you've got a bit more to give today in terms of the car and its pace.
Yeah, I definitely left the session feeling like, yeah, we still got something to show. I felt we were definitely a Q3 car, so it was nice to kind of back that up and get through the session. At times, for sure, the team was nervous, especially through Q1. But yeah, I think it was solid. As I'm not sure what Lance just said, but yeah, I think Aston would be awesome if we could be in that fight today with them. Obviously, there's some quicker cars behind, but I'd like to say our sights are set forward, and yeah, should be hopefully a good points day for us.
Well, Lance said a couple of points would be brilliant for Aston Martin, so he's looking to stay within that top 10 for sure. Look, it's contract year. A win is always important. A good result, a win would be amazing. A win would be brilliant. A good result is always really important, but how much more important is it given the pressure around you at the moment?
It helps. I mean, yeah, under no illusion, the next 2 races are super important, and even if there wasn't anything on the line, you just want to go into the summer break with a little bit of a spring in your step. But yeah, putting a little bit of additional pressure on myself and to really get the most out of myself in these few, and yeah, just that's it. It's crunch time, so we're doing all right. We'll hopefully have a steady race, and yeah, looking forward to the lights go out and have some fun, and hopefully the sun comes out, as you said, and we can sweat.
Lovely. A super tough result for Yuki in qualifying yesterday with that big crash. We're glad he's okay. How will you look to use teamwork today alongside him?
Yeah, it's super important. You know, we're obviously always want to look ahead, but we do have points currently, you know, obviously starting 9th and 10th. So it's also about racing smart and making sure that we do bring home points for the team. So yeah, the team is certainly in mind today, and we'll do our best to help them out.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Good luck.
Great speech. That was good.
Max, P3 for you today, and I know by your very high standards that's not quite good enough. Saying the upgrades weren't good enough yesterday, the team need to wake up. How much faith do you have in this RB20 and how you can execute this race?
We'll see today. I mean, yeah, yesterday was maybe not ideal, but hopefully the car comes a bit more alive in the race. That's what we're hoping for. So yeah, I'm just hoping for a good, stable balance that we can try to follow the McLarens today. I still think, of course, they are going to be very, very fast. And then, yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's still a lot of races left, and we just keep on pushing, try to be better.
Data suggests on long-run pace, certainly, you are quicker than the McLarens. How will you look to open the doors to optimise that today?
We must be looking at different data then. But, yeah, for me, I think the long runs are okay. But I think when it really matters and you have to push, the last few races we have been lacking a little bit. And I just hope that we made the right calls in terms of setup for today, that we have a good race car.
It's going to be important as well to get the right calls strategically at the right time as well, isn't it, here? Yeah. And Red Bull is so good at doing that.
Yeah, we've been good at that lately. Yeah, it's always very heavy on tires, and you never know what can happen throughout the race. So we'll keep that in mind, and we'll find out soon how quick we are.
And Max, we're just coming round here onto the final straight, and there's plenty of orange out there, and I'm not sure it's papaya. I think it might be your Dutch army who've made the trip over to Budapest. How much does the support here mean to you?
Yeah, the support has always been great here. In general, of all the fans, you know, it's really nice to see so many people always around here. So, yeah, very, very happy to receive all of them.
And I'm sure they'd love to hear a few words in Dutch from you as well.
Ja, tot nu toe natuurlijk had ik op iets meer gehoopt dit weekend. Maar hopelijk dat we iets sterker zijn in de race. En dan ja, gaan we het zien.
Thank you very much. Best of luck, Max.
I know, he's like really careful. He saw and he was like, oh, sorry. It's all right, yeah.
I think that, you know, the gap is not really representative. It might be better, but the characteristic of the car is still the same. You know, so it's still an entry with the rear and then the corner on the street.
Yeah, I think we are way not that we are probably in the best spot, but
We are going forward.
so different.
For sure. I think we overdid it. I think it's too much. It's so on the rear.